In this interview, we have Sophie and Liz, and I will start by asking them questions that both of them will have space to answer. So the first question is, why should people vote for you? What qualifies you?
Well, we both have experience in leadership positions. Like quantitatively, we have actually organized social events, we've organized academic events on a large scale, both of us in our respective countries. And we also have concrete ideas for what we want this program to be.
Yeah. I think we have that. We have limited the scope of what is possible. Like we are big dreamers. We want to move it forward as well, but we want to make promises that we can actually make work as well. So everything that we said we're going to do, I'm quite sure that we have the ability and the competence to actually do. So I think that is really our strength about concrete ideas. You know what you will get.
Yeah. And that's not to say that we're not at least a little bit idealistic in what we'd like this program to be. Like we do definitely have a vision for the future, but also making sure that vision is realistic and doable is kind of why we're the better candidates.
That's fair. And moving on to the other question, what makes you two a good team? Why did you pick the other person? Each of you has a space to answer.
Why did we pick I think we picked the other person because we're both naturally very optimistic, but then we have a slight chance of how we interact with people. Sophie is super kind, where I can be very direct sometimes, and I feel like we can do it very well, like good cop, bad cop. And then also, we really like to work with competent people. We've been in a club here, and I think we've seen the way the other person organizes things and works around things, and I think we both just really pride ourselves with that.
And I think we both have a good balance of keeping things serious when they need to be, but also making sure things are fun. And we're we like to have a good time. We like to be sociable. We like to reach out and make connections. And that's why we're such a good team.
Yeah.
And the last question for the both of you is, how do you envision PPE society after you leave?
We want to create structures that can last, events that can last, and also because we want to have a committee of people. Like we're running as co-presidents, so we don't have the president vice-president thing because I feel like it can be a lot of responsibility and a lot of things to take care of. So and this is what Ryan has already started, to have people around us and have positions around us that can be taken on to the next period. And also have little fun events, like have a regularity in it, have clubs that work together.
Exactly. Create a continuity that can be passed to the next generation or to the next year, because it can be hard to rebuild and start from the ground up. Not to say that's what we're doing right now, but it is difficult, especially when you don't have things and precedent set in place already, to try to take over and reinvent the wheel per se. Like we would like to create structures and events that last and that can be traditions and continue.
Okay, that's fair. Now we will move on to the individual questions, starting with Sophie. I'm gonna give you a hypothetical scenario here. So let's say you were organizing a big event, like an equivalent of the PPE Winter Ball we had, for example, and the date is approaching, but something went wrong in the process, and you failed to secure a venue. So how would you handle this situation? How would you communicate with people about it?
First, I would, if things had already been released of where the venue is, I would immediately do a social media post apologizing, taking responsibility, and saying this is false information, this is not where this is going to be, and immediately announcing that there will be a plan for the future, the event will still be held, just we're looking at a venue. And then personally, on the back end, I would be meeting with my committee, I would meet with Liz, I would talk about solutions to see if we can possibly get somewhere else, and if we can't, if there's nothing available, if we've called and we've done all the necessary things, I would see if we can use a park or look outside and still have a way to have an event and not have to cancel the whole thing, because that would be completely on me. If I didn't secure the venue and then to have this whole event fall apart would be awful and horrible. So my I would try in any way to still have the event or have something for people. That would be my solution.
Very good answer. And now for Liz, are you familiar with the processes of obtaining funds for projects?
Funds for projects sounds like a really fun question. I think, do you mean in attendees or do you mean fans participating in organizing?
The funds to fund the project.
Oh, funds.
Organizing.
Sorry,
Yes.
I thought fans.
Yeah,
Okay.
obtaining funds.
I think we have a fund that is based on the budget for the PPE for PPE. We know that Frank is running it. We know that we've talked to the former PPE presidents how much each event roughly costs and how much budget we have per semester. So we're aware of that. And I think because we're not allowed to actually get funds and from outside sources, we would have to work with a budget. We would plan events early. We would structure an academic year. So every event that we would have to do, we will know exactly how much funds we need so we can part up the budget that we're given in a responsible way. And so there's no surprises left by the end of it. So I think it's about early planning, it's about structuring, it's about contacting venues early, getting prices early. So like manage everything as early as possible so there will be no surprise in the aftermath. And budget is clear from the get-go.
Yeah. Well said. And yeah, I've also noticed that what sets you apart from the other candidates, the being co-presidents, no vice president, what motivated you to?
Basically is that we're both equally competent and we're not in this for a line on our CV. Like we actually care about the program and we both, we also have a lot else on our plates and think that just splitting the work evenly makes the most sense for us.
I think so too, and I think also because it is a new program and everything needs to be worked out. So a lot of events, as we said, need to be done. Need to figure out how is the right way to do it. And in talking to former presidents, it feels like if it's one person, that's just a lot of work that can be a bit overwhelming. So I feel like by being co-presidents, we give the best opportunity to actually have a good organization and a good bit of work. So I think it's a good way to run it.
Okay, that's fair. Well, those were all the questions I had, but now I will give you space to say anything to the audience, any final words, something you want to mention. So, yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hey. I didn't know whether I should look in the camera the whole time.
Yeah, me either.
We would like to say that we care. We're very competent people. We really want to know what people want from the program and we want to make it work. We have good relations inside of university and outside of the faculty, so I think we have the social skills to bring some new and fresh wind into the program, and we would like to have your vote for it.
Yes, we have concrete ideas and we have big dreams, but we also know how to put those dreams in practice. We're realistic people and we want to make stuff happen and get stuff done for you.
Exactly.
So you should vote for Sophie and Liz.
You should vote for Sophie and Liz.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.